Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So, I'm still sick, so if I sound weird, sorry. Today, what we're going to be talking about is a great article from the best of publications online. Who else could I be talking about but BuzzFeed? So, since this was based on resolutions, I figured this was the right time to do it since it is the beginning of January. So this article is called 8 Feminist Resolutions We Can All Get Down With for 2018. New year equals new plans to dismantle the patriarchy. Okay? Number 1, read, watch, and listen to more women. Make a list at the beginning of the year of books you want to read and commit to making sure at least half of the titles are written by women writers. Do the same with women-directed films and women musicians, because a more representative view of culture and art is something we can all toast to at midnight. Am I right? So there's nothing inherently wrong with this one. I don't know about you guys, but most people, when they choose what they want to read, watch, and listen to, they do it by genre rather than gender of the person. I feel like that's very weird to categorize books as like, okay, I'm only gonna read books by women this year. And there's nothing wrong with reading books by women. I'm just saying I don't really think it's necessary to bring it to that extreme. If you wanna read more books by women, fine, but don't read books just because they're by women, because that would be stupid. And uninteresting too. Like, if you hate sci-fi, why would you read a sci-fi book just because it's by a woman? Like, no. 2, say no more often. Us ladies tend to take on an enormous amount of, emotional labor as a default. We'll listen patiently to a whole host of friends and their problems, take on the role of caregiver in most any situation, and generally constantly monitor social situations to make sure everyone around you is comfortable and okay and unthreatened by your opinions, feelings, body. In 2018, let's stop making that a default and focus on doing the things we truly want to do. There's only so many hours of the day, and if we aren't prioritizing the things that are truly important, we're just spending valuable energy in places that don't need or deserve it. So I know this is only the second point, but I've noticed that this article is very generalized in the sense that they're assuming you don't read many books by women. What if the person reading it reads only books by women? Then here they're assuming that you're the type of person that's gonna be mother goose, caregiver, mom type. And it's just kind of like, where are you getting this from? Like, which target demographic is this really for? Because it's certainly not me, but it's acting like it's for all women. By saying this, you're assuming that women always act a specific type of way, which is pretty much against the whole feminist idea, isn't it? Well, the feminists of today, that is to say. 3, make peace with your body. Another assumption that the person reading this is at a war with their body. Whether you're dealing with cellulite, sagging parts, or suboptimal body measurements, make peace with the imperfectly wonderful body you have and treat yourself the way you'd treat your BFF. It's not a perfect machine, but it's your machine. And this one, I mean, I can agree with. There's still the assumption that you didn't like your body in the first place. But I do think it is important to, love yourself. And when I say love yourself, I mean it within reason, because if you're sick or you're, morbidly obese or whatever, love yourself, but also choose to better yourself. So let's not mix up body blindness and body positivity again. We've already discussed that. Being body positive means you love yourself, but it also means you're gonna do what you gotta do to take care of yourself, right? Yeah. Spend more time with your ladies. Women's friendships are basically some kind of ancient mystical magic, and so make this the year that you intentionally dedicate time to spend with them. Stop putting off that road trip and schedule a weekly Google Calendar appointment if you have to. By surrounding yourself with your girl gang, you'll be in for a guaranteed, truly amazing year. So, most of my friends are women, so I'm not even biased against this. But, I mean, how about just spend time with the people you want to spend time with? A lot of this seems to be forcing this idea down your throat that women are inherently better for everything. There are plenty of people who have friends that are only men, and there are plenty of people who have friends that are only women, and both of those are fine. So just like, if you want to spend more time with your women friends, do it, but let's not act like if you don't do that, you're somehow missing out and your year is just not gonna go well. Like, we all have our preferences in terms of friendships and who we vibe with, and some people just vibe more or less with women. So, unnecessary point if you ask me. Oh, good. 5, support other women in the office. Even if you are in a position of leadership, strive to recognize the achievements of women around you and value their work. Take an intern under your wing or ask more senior management if they'd like to be your mentor. Remember, other women aren't the competition, they're our allies. See, now, I don't see why any of this has to be specific to women. Like, you should strive to recognize the achievements of everyone. And I just think there should be overall general support of each other in the workplace, especially between people at the same level who, you know, might be struggling with the same problems at work. I mean, even here, to specifically single out women, it doesn't, like, I can understand that there's a lot of competition between women the same way that there's a lot of competition between men, but to specifically single out women here doesn't seem to have any, like, specific goal, because it's just like, hey, be a decent person to women the same way you should be a decent person to men. Be nice and tell them they've achieved something when they've achieved something. Like, 6, push for small changes. We aren't going to take down the patriarchy all at once, but chances are that there's at least a few things you can tackle right now. Ask for a raise, collaborate with other women, or demand that your office supply tampons and pads in the bathroom. The good thing is that there are a million at least ways to push for a change, and all you have to do to start is pick one. For them, asking for a raise, collaborating with other women, or demanding that your office supply tampons and pads in the bathroom is all equivalent, and they're all going to make a huge change. Frankly, I don't know, I think that's just really fucking stupid. All of these things to me look like things that you do for yourself rather than like to take down the patriarchy. And I feel like a lot of these points are trying to make it seem like they're doing it for feminism or for a cause, whereas it's all for self-beneficial things, right? Asking for a raise, that'll work in your favor. Collaborating with other women, that probably will work in your favor too. And asking that your office supply tampons and pads, that's something you need too. So all of these things under the guise of take down the patriarchy, it just comes off as fake and just as things that help you specifically, not like all women necessarily. Speak up and stand up for yourself and all women, whether out of financial, physical, or personal risk. Countless women around the world aren't able to advocate for themselves. It's up to the rest of us to speak up on their behalf. So there are some countries where women, you know, will be in big danger for speaking out. I agree with that. However, doesn't this go against some of the SJW PC crap where it tells white people that they can't speak up for other people because we haven't had the struggles, you know, like when they say that white people shouldn't be speaking on black issues because A, they don't know shit, and B, they as in us, we white people don't know shit, and B, the fact that we're speaking over people. So even that is confusing. You know, like within the SJW world, there's so much hypocrisy that I just don't know what's going on anymore. Genuinely, I don't. 8, accept that there's no such thing as a perfect feminist and use that as a reason to constantly educate yourself. We can't be feminists and only pay attention to the needs of affluent white women while leaving behind the needs of working women, women of color, or trans women. That is, we can't be feminists without constantly challenging and educating ourselves. So let's make 2018 the year we work on that even harder. This is the thing. If feminism still generally meant what it meant originally, that men and women are equal, I would be totally down with what this list would say in that hypothetical scenario. The thing is, all of these points are garnered towards, you know, taking down the patriarchy. So more than being about let's women unite, let's all help each other out, let's be decent to each other, let's not be catty, let's, you know, instead of being about doing all these positive things, all of these are geared around taking down the patriarchy, which is knocking down men, essentially. A lot of the times we see that these feminists talk about the patriarchy, but really it's about singling out men, you know, like instead of the patriarchy as this big thing, they'll make the jokes of like, oh, men are trash, jokes that they actually believe, or like anytime a man does something, they shut them down and they think that that's their way of combating the patriarchy, which I don't think that would be the way I would go about it if that were my goal in life. When they talk about dismantling the patriarchy, they're talking about no longer it being feminism like men and women are equal, but more like we want to take away everything men have done so far, even if some of it is in our favor, even if a lot of it is in our favor. So I just don't really know where this article is trying to go. Anyways, guys, my voice is going to start giving out any minute, so I should stop talking. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this, and let's get into the fan art.